Om Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sairam everyone.
Sairam.
I want to start the class with a quote of Swami. I think there was a question from Kanage Santi last week about Vijnana. So, I had mentioned what is Vijnana based on my memory, but I thought I would just put down some excerpt from Swami's discourses to explain what is Vijnana. Because Tam Jnanamayosi, Vijnanamayosi is the last mantra which we learned. Swami says, I'll just read. There are three stages of wisdom correlated to those three bodies, which is Sthula Sukshma Karana. Okay? Jnana, Sujnana, and Vijnana. Knowledge that is gained by the analysis of the objective world. And the similarities of the behavior of its components is Jnana. That is, whatever relates to the world, objective world, is called Jnana. When this knowledge is further studied and practiced to subserve the best interests of the individual society, it becomes Sujnana or beneficial wisdom. So that is whatever knowledge we have of the world, when we use it for betterment of the society, that's called Sujnana, that knowledge. The intentions and urges that arise from the purified consciousness saturated with the divine qualities emanating from the sage is Vijnana, the highest wisdom. It is to be noted that the word Vijnana is often misused to indicate mere Jnana or coordinated information, analyzed information about sense perceptions arising out of contact with the material objective world. Bharatiya culture uses the word for the supreme wisdom, which denotes the seer, the saint. So Swami says the Vijnana is that which is possessed by a saint or a rishi, and that is the knowledge of divinity. Another quote, excerpt from Swami's discourse. In this context, it is necessary to know the proper meaning of Veda. Veda is described as higher Vijnana, knowledge, as effulgence or knowledge of one's transcendental reality. Uniki. Uniki is a word, Telugu word, Swami says. Uniki is like asti, that which exists, that's being, if you want to put it. Uniki is being. It is only when these three are known that one can get rid of sorrow and experience the bliss of Veda. What is the effulgence that's meant here? Is it the effulgence of the sun or the moon or the light of a lamp? No. It is the effulgence of the heart that is implied. What again is meant by the term Vijnana? Is it the science of physics or worldly knowledge? No. Vijnana refers to the knowledge about the functioning of the heart. So I thought I would just provide you some excerpt from Swami about Vijnana. And now I will go on. I think there was another question. Sister Doshi is here. Yeah, there she is. So the next question was what was asked by Sister Dushi. I said I will do some research and come back. She asked about Dakshina. She said Dakshina, when we give some offering to a guru or any priest or someone, it's also called Dakshina. How come Dakshina is south, right side, and what we offer? So I thought I will pull out some information and discuss it. So the word Dakshina in Sanskrit, the words describe, they're not necessarily a label for anything. Every word is actually a description of something. So Dakshina is comprised of two parts of the word. It's a bit technical and grammatical, but I hope those who no one minds it. Dakshina is made up of two components. One is Daksh. Daksh is the root word. Okay, the root word which is main part of this word, Daksh, and it is there's a suffix which is added called inan. Okay, that's a technical term, but that inan becomes ina, Dakshina. Okay, that na becomes na because of the presence of sh, the cerebral sh, but that's too getting into too much technical. So Daksh and inan makes Dakshina. Daksh means that which is prosper. That whatever prospers or prosperity, which makes a prosperity take place, that is called Daksh. So any object or anything which makes prosperity a possibility, that is Daksh. Even Daksha, Daksha Prajapati, who is supposed to have given his daughter Dakshayani in marriage to, or Sati in marriage to Shiva, he was called Daksha because he was capable of doing anything. One who is very, very clever, who has lots of ability, skills to do anything properly, also Daksha. Okay. So Daksh is anything which is done well so that everything prospers. That is Daksh. So Inan means that affix which we apply at the end of the word is it implies a sense of possession. That means whatever possesses that ability is Dakshina. Whatever the possesses the ability to make anything prosper is Dakshina. So you can say generally the skill part of the hand is the right side. So that is how Dakshina became right hand. The right hand is the most skilled hand. So the right side is considered to be very positive. It provides prosperity. That's why everything, even when we give something to somebody, we give it with the right hand. Because the energies which flow on the right side of the body is capable of making things prosper. The left side is considered to be the opposite of that. Some things are needed to be done with the left, which is removal of the bad and everything is assigned to the left side of the body. So that is why Dakshina is considered, Dakshina is the right side of the body. And so when we are faced, whenever Vedas or prayers are chanted, we face east. So the right side of us is actually south. So that's how the south side is also called Dakshina. And anything which we offer to someone, the belief is whatever we give to somebody, if that will grow and it will make that person prosper, that is Dakshina. So when a guru is granted something, it's out of gratitude that his wisdom may grow and his service may grow, and it will be remaining forever for others to benefit from. With that sense, a Dakshina is offered to a guru. So that is why anything which we wholeheartedly offer to someone in gratitude so that they may prosper, that thing is called Dakshina. So as you can see, Dakshina is a word which is actually a description of a certain concept, and that can be applied to many things. So that's the way Sanskrit works. So I hope I didn't bore you all with too much information. but I thought I'll just cover that question which Sister Doshi asked. Okay, so now we will go on to the next mantra in Ganapati Atharva Shirsham. Ganapathyatharva Shirshopanishad. Ganapathyatharva Shirshopanishad. Okay. Sarvam Jagadidam Tvatto Jayate. Sarvam Jagadidam Tvatto Jayate. There is no major complicated compound consonants. Twa, itho. You can look at these two as the two compound consonants. It should be pretty simple otherwise. Sarvam. Sarva means all of you know, it's all, every, entire, or entirety of something is what called sarva. The next word is Jagadidam. Jagadidam is a combination of two words. The first one is Jagat, and the second word is Idam. Because of Sandhi, this it becomes the third letter in the Ta Varga. So it becomes Jagad Idam, Jagadidam. That's how you get Jagadidam. But the separate word, when the word is separated, the word is Jagat. So Jagat is generally meant to be this world. It also means that which is temporary. That which is temporary. Anything which is transient is Jagat. So let's look at the meaning. Jagat is, one of the definition is Jayate Gacchati Ityeva Jagat. Jayate Gacchati Ityeva Jagat. In this word, there are three letters: Ja, Ga, and Ta. Ja stands for Jayate. Okay. Ga stands for Gacchati. It stands for Ityeva. Okay, so we will look at the meanings. Jayate means to be, is born. So when something which is continuously born is called Jayate. Gacchati means that which goes or dies. Okay. So when something which is continuously born, continuously dying, Ityeva, iti eva, that alone, or that's which is only born and dies. Ityeva means that is it. That's the meaning of. So which means anything which is born, which is being born, which is dying, that's it. Means it doesn't have anything more than that. So Jayate Gacchati Ityeva Jagat. So that's the meaning. Generally in scriptures, there are many places where different commentators on Veda have commented on this. So, and it's a popular adage. Okay. So this world is always continuously born and continuously dying. That is why it's called Jagat. Idam, we have already looked at. Idam means this. But the concept Idam also denotes all that which we see in this world, which is creation. Okay. Tvatto, because of Sandhi, Tvatto has come, but the simple word is Tvattaha. Tvattaha. So again, Tvattaha is made of two parts of a word, Tvat and Taha. This is Tvat is you, the word you, actually the fifth vibhakti or fifth case affix, which basically means from you. From you is Tvat. The Taha also means that which originates from something. So Tvattaha means that which originates from you, you can say. Okay, that which originates from you is Tvattaha. Jayate. Okay. Tvattaha Jayate means from you is born. So that is, this creation is born from you. Sarvam Jagadidam Tvatto Jayate. In this world, whatever we see, anything which comes and goes, or everything is born from you. Okay, so that's the meaning. So to recognize that the creation and everything which we see around us is originated from God is this mantra, Sarvam Jagadidam Tvatto Jayate. We'll go to the next one. Oh, so because Jagat, I was able to get some excerpt from Swami's discourses, so just let's read that, okay? Jagat by Swami. Even in the physical matter making up this body, there is the divine consciousness. Even the physical matter in our body is made of divine consciousness. The form of the body is constantly changing. That is why the phenomenal world is described as Jagat. In the word Jagat, Ja means taking birth, Gat means dying, Jagat means that which has birth and death. A process which repeats itself over and over again. In this world, there is nothing which is free from this birth and death, be it a body, any object or thing. All are continually undergoing changes. So this is a discourse from 17th February 1985. Another excerpt. The word Jagat is a combination of nature and God. God is the cause and nature is the effect. The name Jagat itself signifies that which comes and goes. Jagat is the combination of two syllables, Ja and Gat. Ja means to come and Gat means to go. Therefore, it comes and goes. It is only temporary and not permanent. So, I thought it would be nice to read Swami's words. So, that is Jagat. Because all these mantras, actually, the word Jagat is coming in the 3-4 mantras. So we'll take a look at the next mantra. Sarvam Jagad Idam Tvattas Tishtati. Sarvam Jagad Idam Tvattas Tishtati. Okay. This we have looked at Tvatta, those two compound consonants we know. This is Isti. Ta is again first letter in the Ta varga, so not aspirated. Tvattasti. This is something which you all have to pay attention to. The ush is the cerebral sh, the tongue should be up, and the tha is the second letter in the ta varga, so which is aspirated. So ushtha, ushtha is the right way to pronounce. Tvattastishtati, tvattastishtati. Okay, sarvam jagadidam tvattastishtati. We look at the meaning. We have looked at sarvam jagat idam. We have looked at, I just repeated the meaning, which is just that which comes and goes, which is temporary, all this creation. Tvattastishtati is made of multiple words, so I am broken it down here. Tvat, the taha, we saw already tvattaha. So taha becomes tas, because of sandhi. Tvat, tas, tishtati. So taha becomes tas, and that's how you get tvat, tas, tishtati. Tvattas means which is tvattaha, from you. Tvat means from you. Taha is actually originating from you, you can say. So it begins from you, it's because of, due to also, you can say. Due to. Okay. It's very difficult to translate some of the nuances of Sanskrit in English, but you can say from you, due to, or tishtati. Tishtati means to stand or to firmly establish something. When you stand in one place, uh, that's called pratishtha, means you establish something permanently. Uttishta means stand up and wake up. Okay. So tishtati means to stand, to place oneself. Okay. So I have put the word stands, stays, abides. So what it basically means is this entire world is depending on you. It because it's able to exist because of you. It's able to stand and be there to exist is because of you. So sarvam jagadidam tvattastishtati. Because of you, in you, because of you, due to you, this world exists. Okay, so tishtati you can say is existing also, which is the job of Vishnu. He looks after. Without him, the world will not run. So sarvam jagadidam tvattastishtati. So that which is born, that which exists, all because of you, due to you, because from you. We look at the next mantra. Sarvam jagadidam tvayi layameshyati. Tvayi layameshyati. This is Ush again, the cerebral sh. The tongue has to go up. Tvayi layameshyati. Tvayi layameshyati. Sarvam jagat idam, we have looked at all of them, this creation, all this entire creation. Twayi is the seventh vibhakti, yes, so seventh case, in you, on you type of thing, above you, it's sort of that kind of meaning. Twayi means in you. The next word is layameshyati. Layameshyati is made of two words. Layam is one, eshyati is the second one. So layam means merger, union, or dissolution. You dissolve into that. Okay. The word eshyati actually is the opposite of, or there are two words actually. I don't want to go into details. One is a and ishyati, makes it eshyati. So that which absorbs everything, brings everything together into dissolution. So it basically can say it sort of extracts, so absorbs everything and makes it dissolve in itself. Layam eshyati. So this entire creation withdraws into the Lord and dissolves in it. Whenever somebody dies, the person merges. The elements go back to their own original state. The body, disintegrates and dissolves itself into. So nothing in this world is lost. Whether our external body or our Atman, everything merges back. Everything merges back in you. So that's what it means. Okay. Sarvam jagadidam tvayi layam eshyati. So let me go to the next mantra. Sarvam jagadidam tvayi pratyeti. Sarvam jagadidam tvayi pratyeti. Sarvam jagadidam, jagat idam, this, we have looked at all of them, all this creation, tvayi in you, pratyeti. Pratyeti means returning. Okay, pratyeti is to return. So everything in this work goes back to the original source. We all on a journey to get back to from where we came. So everything returns back to you, in you. Okay, everything returns back in you. That's the way it. Okay, because nothing in the world actually leaves the Lord, because the Lord encompasses everything. So coming back, dissolution, everything happened within that Lord Himself. But there's some change. So we are going back to the entire creation goes back to you. The dissolution is everything emerges back into God. In the Sanatana Dharma, this pralaya, at the end, when everything dissolves, uh, it is not considered destruction. It's considered everything goes back to God. So it is that pralaya is also actually a very positive concept in Sanatana Dharma. The great deluge, everything is lost. Yes, the world will be lost the way we know, but everything actually goes back into the Lord. So actually, it's a very positive state, and that is described here. Sarvam Jagadidam Tvayi Pratyeti. So when somebody passes away, we all cry. But when we tell, oh, the person has reached the Lord, but we still cry. If somebody has reached the Lord, we should be happy. That is what this mantra says. Sarvam Jagadidam Tvayi Pratyeti. So you can imagine this recognizes when we are born from God. When we exist, we are existing in God. Then we dissolve into God and we go back to God. That is this all creation. And that entity, that principle from which all this happens is Ganapati. Okay, so we are reminding ourselves by this, nothing to be worried because everything happens with the help of the Lord. So let's look at the next mantra. Tvam bhumirapo nalo nilo nabha. Tvam bhumirapo nalo nilo nabha. Read once more. Tvam bhumirapo nalo nilo nabha. Tvam means you, which we have looked at. The next word is multiple words combined. Bhumirapo nalo nilo. Okay. It's made up of four words. Bhumihi, Apaha, Analaha, Anilaha. Bhumihi, Apaha, Analaha, Anilaha. Bhumihi means earth. The earth element is called Bhumi. These are the four elements of the five elements. Bhumi, the earth. Apa is water. Analaha is fire. Anilaha is wind. Vayu. The last word is Nabha. Nabha is space. So we are reminding ourselves the Lord is Prithvi, Bhumi. Lord is Apaha, Jala. The Lord is Analaha, which is Agni. Lord is Anilaha, which is Vayu, wind. Nabha, Akasha. Nabha is Akasha, space. So this mantra says all the five elements are you. Because if anything, and even an object, when it destroys, it goes back to when the body dies, the earth part of the body goes to earth. The water part will merge with water, and the heat will join the heat, the fire. Any air goes and merges into Vayu, natural state, and the space goes back to space. So everything in this world goes back to the original, because the Lord is those elements. So that's what is Tvam Bhumi Rapo Nalo Nilo Nabaha. It basically says the Lord is the five elements. We'll go to the next mantra. Tvam Chatvari Vakpadani. Tvam Chatvari Vakpadani. Okay, so let's look at the meanings. Tvam is you. Chatvari means four. Chatvari is four. Number four. Vakpadani. Vak is speech. Pada means word. Okay. Vakpadani means you can say types of speech. Pada also come in the types or kinds or different grades. There are multiple meanings for the word pada. So you can say the speech is of four grades, four kinds. You are the speech of four kinds, is what this mantra says. I think we have looked at Chatvari Vakpadani before also. I think when we discussed Om, Pranava, we discussed it, but we will again look at it. So, what are the four kinds of speech? Para, which is supreme, which is beyond everything. Para. Pashyanti, that which we can see, that is visible. Pashyanti, seen or cognized. When you see, it's not necessarily eye, but you're able to perceive it. Okay, whatever can be perceived is Pashyanti. Madhyama is an intermediate stage between what is perceived. It goes through a place where Madhyama, okay, intermediate, in the middle. That's what it means. Vaikhari is the gross sound. For example, I think we talked about it. Originally, a word which has to come out means it originates in a Mooladhara, or it in a Swadhisthana. There's a stir of thought. The word is formed there. Then it moves up, and in the throat it takes shape. Sound, it's starting to sound. Then it goes through the mouth cavity where it takes a form. Okay. And Vaikhari comes out loud. Vaikhari means, ka means space. So ear, that which enters the ear is Vaikhari. Somebody else's ear it will enter, or even our own ear it will enter when we produce a sound. So these are four stages of speech, you can say. But sometimes your thought also, you can communicating with the thought, which is para. Your prayer is internally said prayer is a para. Even though you may make a sentence, nothing is heard by anyone. So speech can be of multiple stages, levels, grades. So all that is you. So which is why Om is also Ganesha is Pranava, because it comprises of all the four: Akara, Ukara, Makara, and then Anahata. So everything is Vakpadani is silence is also Chatvari Vakpadani. So we recognize the Lord is the unmanifest sound which manifests, it takes shape, and it comes out loud and clear. Everything is the Lord. Okay, because Vak is given a lot of importance in. So I just it's an excerpt which we had used when we were discussing Pranava. So I have put that also here. The moving and non-moving contents of creation are of four different categories described as Para, Pashyanti, Madhyama, and Vaikhari. Okay, Vak is not necessarily speech. Anything which vibrates is actually Vak. It's not people who speak. Even an object can speak. If you tap it, the sound will come out. But it goes through these four stages even in that. Because the sound is dormant, which is para, and when you take it and shake it or tap it, it comes out. So the four types of speech is present everywhere. And that's what it says. The mantra reminds us. Okay, so the next mantra. Tvam gunatrayatitaha. Tvam gunatrayatitaha. Tvam is you. Gunatrayah. Guna means guna, which is quality, if you want to put it that way. Traya means three. Three gunas, gunatraya. What are the three qualities? Which are sattva, rajas, and tamas. I'm not going into meaning. I hope everyone understands what sattva, rajas, tamas. Sattva is anything which is pleasing, producing everything's good. That is sattva. Being calm, the quality of being calm, kind-hearted, all positive things come from sattva. Rajas is that which is active in this world. Whenever we engage in activity, that is the aspect of rajas. Tamas is everything which is at rest. It can have certain negative qualities also, but anything which is at rest is tamas. So the gunatrayas, sattva, rajas, and tamas. Atitaha, one who is beyond that. So it recognizes God is beyond these three qualities, sattva, rajas, and tamas. That thing which transcends all this is you. And that's what this means. Tvam gunatrayatitaha. The next one is Tvam avasthatrayatitaha. Tvam avasthatrayatitaha. This tha is the second letter in the tha varga, so it has to be aspirated. You have to say it with a bit of effort. Avastha trayatitaha. Okay. Tvam avastha trayatitaha. Okay. Just give me a minute. Okay. Tvam is you. Avastha traya. So it's made of two components, two words. Avastha and traya. Avastha is a state of consciousness, existence, or state of consciousness, whichever way you want to put it. Traya is three. So there are three states of existence, or three states of consciousness also. These states are Jagrat, which is waking state, when we awake. So Jagrat, waking state. Swapna. Swapna is a dream state. Sushupti. Sushupti is deep sleep, or good sleep. Su means good, auspicious, whatever you want to call it, deep sleep. So these three are the three states of existence which we are all commonly aware of. We awake, sometime we go to sleep and we are dreaming, and then we go into deep sleep. These are three stages of existence. And the Lord is Atitaha, who is beyond all this. So you can say Turya is the state, that is we have looked at. Again, when we looked at Omkaram, we covered some of this. I think 39th or 38th talk. So, okay, Tvam Avastha Trayatita. The Lord is beyond the waking state, dream state, and the deep sleep. So we'll go to the next mantra. Tvam Dehatrayatitaha. Tvam Dehatrayatitaha. Tvam is you. Deha Traya. Deha and Traya. Deha means body. Traya means three. Three bodies. What are the three bodies? They are Sthula, which is the gross body. Sthula. Sukshma. Sukshma is the subtle body. Karana is the causal body. Sthula, Sukshma, Karana are the three bodies: gross, subtle, and causal. Atidaha, one who is beyond that. So, each of us is considered to have a gross body, a subtle body, and a causal body, which has made these two happen. So these three bodies, which every Ajivatma has, anything which is created in this world has these three bodies, but the Lord is beyond that. He exists beyond that. So we recognize. All this we are saying, when we say Tvam means, the word Tat, Tvam Asi. Tat is God, that. Tvam is us, Asi. So all this actually, all the mantras are actually explaining to us who we are, who we really are, which is the Tvam. All this, that principle is being explained here. I think we started the Ganapati Atharvasya with Tattvamasi. In this, it repeats and says that you are. So here also it says Tvam, you are also that. So we have to go beyond these three of all these which we have looked at. Avastha, we have to go beyond. We have to go beyond that is our journey. So that is also a reminder here. So we have to go beyond our Sukshma, Sthula Deha, Sukshma Deha, Karana, and then we have to go beyond. But most of the time we are only engrossed in the Sthula body, worldly activities. Sukshma maybe to some extent. Karana we don't go, only when we sleep maybe we recognize that, okay, we have a Karana there, that also we don't realize. But we have to go beyond that also. And that is who we really are. Those aspects also come through this Upanishad. That is why it's called Upanishad, because it gives some jnana. Okay, it has.
Sai Ram, I don't know.
Yes, Auntie.
When we die, we drop the gross body, Sthula body, and then we go along with the Sukshma and Karana. They both come together
I think
after death.
so it's a slightly different topic, but because you asked the question, I will say, so what happens, as described by Swami, the Sthula Deha is we drop the Sthula Deha. The Sukshma Deha merges into the causal body. The causal body is the one which travels. I think that for that we have to read the Vahinis. So the Leela Kaivalya Vahini, or Prashnottara Vahini, both of them covered to some extent. So basically, we drop the body, the Sukshma Deha merges into the Karana Deha, causal body, and the causal body is the one which travels. And then it's a seed which again sprouts somewhere. So usually in that, there are two principles which is considered your chitta, and chitta also, chitta is one of the causal body parts, and the aham tattva, the individualization. These two are considered the karanadaya. With these two only, the next body is born. And so I hope that answers your question.
Brother,
Thank you. Yes.
brother, just a little more clarification on subtle body, please, before we move on. Thank you.
Subtle body is your mental world. Your mental world is subtle body. So what happens generally, I am going into a topic which maybe, okay, we have covered, I will just repeat. So what happens is, the body dies. The mind usually, which is outwardly focused part of the mind, doesn't have anything to work through now. It doesn't have the eyes to see. It doesn't have the ears to hear. For example, let's say we go to sleep and we are dreaming. In the dreaming state, we remember whatever we had seen, and there's another life which happens in a dream state. But it's your eye seeing? No. It's your ear seeing? No. So actually sleeping, the dream state is the Sukshma body which is experiencing life. Okay. But when you go into deep sleep, even that is gone. That is merged into the Karana Deha. In your deep sleep, you are not dreaming. So that intermediate stage of Sukshma experience or subtle experience doesn't exist there. So in a deep sleep, the mind is at rest, the body is at rest, and then you experience the Karana Deha. When we die, that is the one which goes. That is the one which goes. It will not be able to experience anything which is of the subtle body until it gets into another body. And that when you get in the Sukshma and the Sthula get formed. So there are many thoughts, for example, when a person dies, generally the feeling is the person is suffering. Because what happens is it's believed that even though the body is dropped, some of the impressions will be still experienced by the departing individual Atma, because it is like the dream state. At that stage, it's only dream state. Can we talk to somebody in the dream state when somebody is to me? We can't. Even when people who are alive, when the person is dreaming, you can tell from anything. You will not be able to reach that person. That person also will not be able to reach you. If you tap the person, he will wake up into the waking state. So when just after death, so there is an belief that for a period, the person's Sukshma Deha is getting merged into the Karana Deha. During that time, the person may be dreaming of whatever happened. This is the idea. All memory, everything is there, which is related to the world which that person has experienced. That is why for about 1 month, you do a lot of prayers and help the person. Only prayer can help at that point in time. So the any trouble in the Sukshma Deha will be covered. After that, the person goes into the Karana Deha. So in Vedantic thing, some of this understanding is slightly different from other Siddhantas. Okay, so I thought it's outside the scope, but the question was asked, it's related, so I thought I will just cover. But ideally, we should there are Upanishads, and Swami also has talked. Swami has talked about it in Satya Sai Vahini and so on. We have covered, but I think we don't remember. But that's what it's okay. I hope I didn't.
Thank you, brother.
Too much. Okay, Sai. The next one mantra is Tvam Kala Trayatitah. Tvam Kala Trayatitah. Tvam is you. Kala Traya. Kala and Traya. So Kala is time. Traya is 3. So 3 time periods, you can say. 3 time periods is better, I guess. I think maybe I should just. Okay. What are the 3 time bits? And all of us know, but I will just give the Sanskrit words so that you all know. Bhuta. Bhuta means that which existed before, which is past. Like Bhuta Pisach means one who people have existed before is Bhuta. That's also belief. Bhuta also means that which makes things happen, that which has existed before. All that comes as Bhuta means that which is past, the time which is past. Vartamana means the present, that which is seen by us. Present is Vartamana. Bhavishya. Bhavishya means the future, what will happen, what will come into being. That is future. So Bhuta, Vartamana, and Bhavishya is 3 kalas. Okay, past, present, and future. Atitaha, one who is beyond. So God is beyond all 3 times. For him, there is no past, present, and future. For him, time is eternity. That's why Swami says that the person will omnipresent. It means he's always present. He's present in the past, present in the future, present in the future, present in the present, present in the future, and he's present beyond that also. So God is beyond time. So Tvam Kala Trayatitaha. We'll go to the next mantra. Tvam Mooladharasthitosi nityam. Tvam Mooladharasthitosi nityam. Tvam is you. Mooladharasthitosi. It's comprised of three words. The first one is Mooladhara. Sthitaha asti. Okay. Mooladhara is first the sthitaha and asi becomes sthitosi. So that is sandhi here. This is the avagraha. I think I have told you it's the presence of but which is silent. Is described by that S-shaped avagraha. Sthitosi. Dha is the fourth letter in the tha varga, so it has to be aspirated. Mooladhara. Sthi. Again, the second tha is there, is an tha. So, Mooladhara Sthi To Si. Mooladhara Sthi To Si. Okay. Mooladhara is comprised of again two words, which makes that one word. Moola and Adhara. Moola plus Adhara makes it Mooladhara. Sandhi again. La plus A becomes La. Mooladhara. Moola means root, base, all of that is a Moola. Adhara means support, that which supports something is Adhara. So the root or the base which supports is a Mooladhara. Sthitaha means established. Okay, established in that. Sthiti means state also. Sthita means to see, most of these words come from the same root, like Tishtati, all of them. Sthitaha, Sthiti, Asti, all of them have some connection to this combination of sounds. Okay, so that which is established. Asi, are. Nityam, always. So you're always established in the Mooladhara. That's what it means. So many people in the yogic tradition, they will say Mooladhara chakra. We have these 7 chakras, 6 chakras or whatever. And, Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipuraka, Anahata, okay, Ahata and Agneya. All that we will say these are the chakras. So Mooladhara is considered to be the base, at the base of the spinal cord. There's the chakra, energy center. So Ganesha is considered to be present there. Okay, that's one of the yogic traditions. So I put that also, Mooladhara. But it basically means that which is the support, the basic principle for everything, which is God. So what this mantra means is you are always established in the Mooladhara. Okay, you exist from that. Okay, that is the root. If you take a tree, if the root is not firm, the tree will fall down. So that's the base root. Okay, even for our existence, there is a base root. Nityam, always. Whether we realize it or not, we are always established in that. Our existence is established in the Mooladhara. But the one who is divine is aware that he is established in that. Okay, so Mooladhara Sthitosi Nityam. So I thought I will give an excerpt from Swami's discourse. I think a couple of them I have put down. Just let's read them. Every man uses the term I and mine. This handkerchief, tumbler, car, house, etc. are all related to the expression mine and not to the Atma Tattva I. Everything in this world is mine. We think this is this, that, this. Okay. So that is all mine. It belongs to me. Okay. That's the Mamakara Tattva. Thus, mine relates to Pravritti. Pravritti. Pravritti means externally focused expression of our existence. Thus, mind relates to Pravritti, while Atma is related to Nivritti, that is going inward. Pravritti is outward, Nivritti is inward. Okay, these are two which we use. The term I Atman is constant, unchanging, and eternal. This I term is constant integrated awareness. That's why Nityam Sthitaha Nityam. Sthitaha Asi Nityam. So always, okay. I is the embodiment of consciousness. As this principle is immanent in every person, everybody is the personification of consciousness. We have therefore to recognize the fundamental principle or Mooladhara. So Swami says Mooladhara is the fundamental principle. There are three aspects to it. They are Pravikriti, Prayanakriti, and Pariprashta. This is slightly out of the context, but I thought I would just mention it. Pravikriti means surrendering one's own self. Secondly, one has to surrender all that one considers me and mine. Thirdly, one must constantly be inquiring about this Atma Tattva from one who has realized it, that is Pariprashna. To recognize that I am not the body, the mind, or the intellect, or any of these things that are manifest in the external world is the import of Pariprashna. The Vedas from ancient times have been teaching these eternal truths. So basically, Swami is saying our entire goal is to go to the Mooladhara, and that happens by three things. So when we say we are established the Mooladhara, it means we had to give up everything. We had to offer everything in the external world. We had to give up the thought of our attachment to that. And we have to inquire. Pariprashna is to inquiry. How do you inquire? You ask questions from someone who knows, and through that process you realize. Pariprashnena seveya, I like that, it's in Bhagavad Gita itself. Okay. Those three things we have to do to be established in Mooladhara. So that is what Swami says. Mooladhara, this is another discourse of Swami. Scientists describe the branches, the effects, not the cause. What the scientists normally study in this world is what Swami says. They're studying the branches only. Branches, different branches of knowledge also we say. All these are effects of something which has happened. Okay, they are karya. They are not the karana. Karana is the cause. Therefore, the Mooladhara, primal cause, is very important. Once we find the primal cause behind everything, we can build a foundation upon it and live in the world as we please. Just the way a house needs a good foundation, Swami says, if we put the foundation as God, that primal cause, which then we can live in this world as we please, because then we won't have any problem. Students know that 2 parts of hydrogen and 1 part of oxygen produce water. Scientists pride themselves on this discovery. Yes, you can produce water, but if we ask who created hydrogen and oxygen, there is no answer. When confronted by such questions, scientists evade them by saying law of nature. Fine. From where did nature emerge? Who is its basis? When we inquire in this fashion, the Mooladhara is God alone. No one can grasp divinity. We can only attempt to describe it as a power that is changeless, indestructible, omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniscient. This is a discourse Swami gave in 1995. So when we say Mooladhara, so we're going back to the mantra, Tvam Mooladhara Sthitosi Nitya. Because most of the time we don't remember that we are actually established in God. Our primal cause is God. Once we recognize that, and we are always nityam, without a break. That's why Swami says constant integrated awareness. Always we are aware of that. In everything which we do, we should be aware of it. That is described by this one. Tvam mooladhara sthitosi nitya. Because we don't have to tell God that He exists, but it's a reminder to us that the divinity within us should be established, and we should be established in that divinity. Those are taught by this mantra. I'll go to the next mantra. Tvam shakti trayatmakaha. Tvam shakti trayatmakaha. Tvam is you. Shakti traya. Shakti and traya, two words coming together. Shakti means power. Traya is three. So the three powers. The three powers, the three Shaktis are Icha Shakti, Icha, Icha. Okay, the second cha is with aspiration, so you have to say it with some force. Icha, power of will, willpower. Kriya, Kriya is power of action. Jnana is power of knowledge. Okay. So, this Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati, this is what we pray during Navaratri and all three Shaktis. They embody the power of will, the power of action, and power of Jnana. Atmakaha, you are the embodiment. Atma means your embodiment, your real self is comprised of all these three powers. Swami says we also have the same powers. We also wish something, we are able to do something, we are also able to grasp it. So these same Shakti is present in us, but they all come from the Lord. Because the Lord is within us, we are able to do all this. So, Tvam Shakti Trayatmakaha. You are the embodiment of all three Shaktis. Tvam Yogino Dhyayanti Nitya. Tvam Yogino Dhyayanti Nitya. Tvam means you as an object. I meditate on you, or you meditate about you. So you become an object. That is Tvam. All this time we saw Tvam. Now it's Tvam, which is the second vibhakti or the second case affix, which means Tvam as an object is Tvam. Yogino is because of Sandhi, Yoginaha has become Yogino. Okay, Yoginaha has become Yogino because of Sandhi. Yoginaha means plural of yogi. Who are yogin? Yoginaha means plural, yogis. Dhyayanti, to meditate. Dhyayanti, inti is plural, okay. Dhyayati means one person. Dhyayanti means many. So many yogis meditate. Okay. Nityam, always. So the yogis, all the yogis meditate on you always. So what it means is a real yogi is who is always aware that he is the Tvam, which is Tat, which is divine, a spark of the divine. So that's what the yogis are. A real yogi is one who is not necessarily one who does all these asanas, but one who is firmly established in the self. That Tvam principle, that person is a yogi, and you are the one who they are meditating. So it's reminding the divinity which is within, which is outside, all that this mantra is explaining. Okay, that's what the yogi will be. This is the last mantra for today. I think you must all draw. Tvam Brahma, Tvam Vishnustvam, Rudrastvam, Indrastvam, Agnistvam, Vayustvam, Suryastvam, Chandramastam, Brahma, Bhurbhuva Suvaro or Swaro. I will read again. Tvam Brahma, Tvam Vishnustvam, Rudrastvam, Stvam Mindra, Stvam Agni, Stvam Vayustvam, Suryastvam, Chandramasstvam, Brahma Bhurbhuva Swaro. So we'll just look at all of them. Tvam is repeating everywhere. Tvam, you are. I put it within brackets, which basically means you are Brahma. You are Tvam Vishnu. Tvam Rudraha. The three murtis you can say. Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra. Tvam Indraha. Indra, the king of Devas. Tvam Indraha. Tvam Agnihi, fire. Tvam Vayu, the wind. Tvam Vayu. Tvam Suryaha, the sun. Tvam Chandrama, means the moon. Tvam Brahma, that is the Parabrahma. Okay, Tvam Brahma. Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, and Swaha, and Om. I have not given meanings for some of them. I hope I don't have to give. Maybe I will just put fire, I think, just for okay, sorry. Brahma I will not put. Bhu is, I think we have covered this in the Bhurbhuvaswaram. I think you can, that's the reason I did not put. So basically, it's a reminder, that Tvam principle which we have been talking about, the divine spark in us, the divinity with who we are praising and who we are praying to, that divinity is Brahma, the creator, the Vishnu, the sustainer, Rudra, who is the one who destroys or dissolves everything. He is the Indra, he is the lord of Indras. Swami will say Indra is nothing but the lord of Indriyas, which is mind. Tvam Agni, you are the fire principle. You can say Jnana Agni, wisdom. Vayuhu, Vayu is wind. Wind is the one which carries us forward. Wind is the one which takes us forward to the Lord. One who connects the Lord and the Atman is Vayu actually. Tvam Surya, you are the sun. Tvam Chandrama, you are the moon. The mind principle, the energy, everything, anything which we see externally exists within also. Tvam Brahma, you are the Parabrahman. You are Bhu, this earth. Bhuva, this, the heavens. Swa is that which is beyond, Paraloka also. Om, Omkara. So you are everything. Tvam Brahma, Tvam Vishnu, Tvam Rudra, Tvam Indra, Tvam Agni, Tvam Vayu, Tvam Surya, Tvam Chandramaha, Tvam Brahma, Bhurbhuva, Suva, Om. So which basically says that divinity is everything. It's what is created outside and what is within. And that is divine. All this is explained by this mantra. So that's what I had prepared for today. I hope I did not rush through too fast, but I thought it was okay speed. If I'm going too fast, please let me know. I will pause here for any questions, please.
Sairam uncle, in this slide, the Brahma at the beginning and the Brahma at the end, are they referring to like one as the creator and one as forming?
Yes, because the Brahman, Brahma generally, as the creator, the energy of the Lord which creates is called Brahma. The last Brahma is that which expands. That's a Parabrahman, which is that's what's meant, is my understanding.
Mm.
Yeah.
So the creator Brahma, is that last always elongated, or is that just elongated here because of some rule or something?
So it's elongated.
Always, okay.
Yeah, so because the first, like, in Sanskrit, like Rajan is always called Raja. Same way, Brahman, the first form of the noun is Brahma. But here, Brahma it's going to the original word. It's called Pratipadika. Okay, so it's not even here. It has taken a form. Here it is not even. It's beyond that. Before that, it's the root word is used here. Generally, when it's used, it refers to the Parabrahma. So subtle distinction, but the same Brahma is actually Brahma, Vishnu, and Rudra also. But I think that is the usage. So the first one is Brahma. That's correct. Brahma is also correct. Depends which form of the root. Because what happens in Sanskrit, you take a root and it sort of evolves into different sounds. So here the Brahma is taken as that which is not even, it doesn't have any adages. Whereas Brahma actually it has an adage or one pratyaya has been added. Okay, so that's why Brahma is different from Brahma. But this Brahma is actually made of from this only. But there's an additional suffix is added in terms of sound, which takes a new form, you can say. Just the way Atman, it doesn't have any presence. It is unmanifest. So you can say this Brahma is talking about the unmanifest Brahman. From the unmanifest, the creator also comes into being. So these are forms which are, there's this concept of Jiva Tattva and Brahma Tattva. Okay, I'm just going into a bit technical details. Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, all of them are called Jiva Tattva, means they are alive. Okay, so that has taken a form. Whereas this Brahma is unmanifest. It has not even taken a form. So that's called Paratattva or Brahma Tattva, it's called. So just the distinction between that which is unmanifest and that which is manifest. The creator is already manifest. So, they were subtle technicalities, but I hope I make some sense.
Thank you.
Sorry to interrupt, but there's also in certain Vedas, they use the word Brahman. So is Brahman then, are we talking about formless God as well?
Brahmana, you asking about Brahmana or?
No, in when we read the Gita and they use the word Brahman, they talk about God as being Brahman with an N. So where does that come from? Sorry, just curious.
See, it depends on the context, sister. See, they all come from the same source, but there are subtle differences, okay, of the concept which is being explained. So if we have to take a look at each usage, and then only we can understand what is the technical grammatical details of what is the modification of the original root word. And each one will give you slightly different meaning because of the suffixes which are attached to the root word. So here Brahma is the original source.
Right.
Brahma has been added, okay, and affix has been added to describe the modification of the original root into something.
Right.
So again, you have to take each, they're all related words. They're all related words, but they refer to something slightly different. It's the difference is sometimes very, very subtle also.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Thanks a lot. Sorry for the interruption.
No problem. Yes, Brother Vimal, listen.
Yeah, that Swaha plus Om is Swarom. The R comes.
The Visarga becomes Ra and O.
Oh, okay.
See, this Swaha also, there's another question. In some places, it's pronounced as Suvaha. In some places, it's pronounced as Swaha.
Right, right.
Both are used, different rishis have used. Again,
Right.
going back to that question of the system, which is, then there are sometimes debates which is whether Swaha is right or Suvaha is right. People argue. Because in some cases, the rishis have added something to certain sounds to have certain impact on the vibration. And it is sometimes experiential, but they both refer to the same thing.
Okay.
Swaha is also used. Suvaha is also used. Different places, different usage.
Swaha plus aham, swoham.
No.
Sivoha, sorry. Yeah.
Saha plus aham is soham. That ha, visarga becomes o. Actually, we saw quite a few sandhis where
Okay.
the visarga becomes o.
Right. Okay.
So that is how soham comes.
Right.
Saha
Right.
plus aham is soham.
Okay. Okay. So here the R comes because of the sandhi. The swaro.
Yes.
Okay.
Again, there are sandhi rules. How does the visarga becomes ra? How does the visarga becomes ha? Is. So there are intricate rules. Suvaha plus om, rom.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Sai Ram, uncle, did you mention that daksha also means right, like right hand?
Yes, means daksha. Dakshina is the right hand,
Oh, okay.
because because the right hand is supposed to possess things which you can skillfully do.
And that's is it because of when you it all defined when you are facing east. So when you face east, your right is south, dakshin.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's what. Yeah.
So the hand is called Dakshina Hasta, means right hand. Again. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah. And the word
Vama Hasta means left hand. Like that. Each hand is described as something. Yes.
And the word gacchati, we talked about it means to go or to die.
Yes.
But sometimes it also is used like when you reach heaven or you reach Brahman, don't they say gacchati for that as well, like to reach somewhere, like a higher place?
Yeah, see, that's why you are moving towards. That's why sometimes the context matters whenever we say something. So actually, when we die, we go to God.
Right. True.
Wherever we are going towards. Actually, we are traveling to God, but we don't realize. So going is, there's no place else to go but to God. Okay. So in the Buddhist prayer, Gacchami, Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami, which is Pali, but connected to same root of Sanskrit, to go. There's nowhere else to go other than to God. Okay. So when we die, actually we are going back.
And is there the concept of layam and pratyeti? They both kind of are talking about the same thing, or
See, layam is a slow dissolution. So that process of dissolution is a layam. But once you go back, once that is complete, you have already reached pratyeti. So you can see you're born, you exist, you dissolve, and then you merge. You're merged. That's pratyeti. You have reached the sense, and that's pratyeti. Return home. The layam is the returning process. Once you've returned, it's pratyeti.
Okay.
You have reached, returned. That's my understanding. Again, I think this is all as my understanding. Don't think this is all final, but I'm just sharing my understanding. There may be, much more to be learned. At this stage, my understanding. Maybe after 1 year, I may know a little different, but that's for the future.
Anyhow, we thank you, Swami has guided you. We thank you.
Okay. So if there's no other question, maybe we'll close. One announcement. I'm very sorry to say next week I have a personal, sorry, 1 second. Next week I have a personal event to attend, private function to attend. So I will not be able to take the class. I sincerely apologize to everyone for that. I hope you all accept my apology. So we will not have the class next Saturday. The week after we will continue. I hope you don't mind. Sorry about it. Saira.
Sairam, Uncle. I think Uncle Dawson has his hand up.
Oh, I don't see for some reason.
So Sairam, brother.
Okay,
So
one
can
second.
you explain the meaning of the Brahma Purva Swa Om? That means in the Yajna, we put the offering and we say that Swaha, does it meaning, the same meaning or different meaning? Swaha.
So Swaha is a slightly different meaning, brother. So Swaha, Swadha, these are different. Whenever you offer something into the fire, that is Swaha.
Swaha.
Okay, this is Swaha. This is Visarga. Swaha is there's a letter.
Okay.
Maybe I'll cover it. I don't think whether we come across anything Swaha. Maybe I will do it separately.
Okay.
Okay, Swaha is whenever you offer something to a fire, you have to use the mantra Swaha. Just the way Namaha is used when you offer something to the sun, Agni, it's Swaha. There are a couple of Vahinis where Swami has explained this. Maybe if you have asked the question, I will just mention it. Next class, I will just excerpt it and put it there. Okay.
So what's the meaning here, brother? Can you explain again Brahma, Purva, Swa,
So
Om
you
again?
are Brahman. You are Brahman. You are Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Swaha, and you are Om. See, when we looked at Om, we looked at, this Om is comprised of A, U, Ma, and then silence. Okay. The same thing is explained here. Brahma is that silence, then Bhu is the gross world, created world, Bhuha is a subtle body, Swaha is the causal world. So in this case, these are world. This Bhu is the gross world, Bhuha is the subtle world, and Swaha is the causal world. And Om actually comprises all of them.
Okay.
Om comprises of Brahma, Bhu, Bhuva, Swaha. That is Om. Om, A, U, and the silence. Silence is Brahma. A is Bhu. U is Bhuva. Is Swaha. So these are all repetition of the same concepts in different words, so that idea gets into us. Everything which we see around the world is God. He's the creator, he's the sustainer, he's the one who dissolves, he's the Indra, who is the Agni. These are the different powers which make us live in this world. Indra, Agni, Vayu, Surya, and Chandra. These were forms of God, which were the main descriptions in the Vedic literature. And then, of course, other forms of God evolved from that. But these were considered the primary deities, which all the Vedas praise. Okay, so all that which is divine is you. You are the Brahman. It's ultimate. We are taking it there. Then we are saying Bhu, Bhuva, Swaha. These are the lokas. It also.
Good.
Sorry about that. So we are talking about all the divine beings which we look at. They are all you, divinity. Okay, any power, any force, all that so in the Vedas, all the devatas which were described are you, the one divinity which manifests as all these. Then you are Brahman. You are beyond everything. That is the one which expands. I thought we have covered that. Brahma is that which continuously expands Brahma. Okay, universe they say is expanding, even physical universe. But
Thank
the
you, brother.
also expands. Bhuhu, it's what you see around you. The bhuva, the heavens which you can't even perceive, and swaha is that which is beyond. That is also you, and all that is covered by the pranava, which is Om. Om symbolizes that concept. So this final one basically says everything and anything divine is you, so that we understand that and we realize that. I think that's the idea. I think Brother
Thank you,
Kumar
brother.
had raised his hand. Oh,
Yes, brother. The Sai Baba's the second page. In your lecture today, the Divine Discourse of May 20, 1996. You can,
okay.
yeah. Now I just have one quick question. Is that Baba in the last line when he mentioned what again is meant by the term Vijnana? Is it? Yeah, it's not science or worldly knowledge. No, Vijnana refers to knowledge about functioning of heart. Is he referring here is the Vijnana?
Yes, you can say, sir. Yes,
Okay.
Jnana.
Okay.
The true knowledge.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I was saying. I was only focusing on the first 2 pages. After that, I was only listening to your discourses. It's awesome today. Everyone had good questions about the cosmos. I know you talked. I don't want to disturb the class. Anyway, Sai Ram, but we'll talk. I think I need to see you one day personally, and I should have a chat with you. Probably. We'll talk another time.
Okay,
Thank
sure,
you.
sure, brother, sure. I think there's someone else also raised hand. It looks like, but I can't find who has raised the hand.
Oh,
Kalyani.
Sister Kalyan.
Okay.
sorry, Uncle. I just have a couple more questions.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know why I'm unable to see. Maybe I should get a training on. For some reason, it is not showing.
Oh.
Okay, now I can see. Okay, sorry. Yeah, go ahead, Kalyan.
So Bhuta, you said is past. Does Bhuta also mean living beings? It's like the same word, can mean both?
Yes, Bhuta means that which has already existed, which has come into being is Bhuta.
Okay.
Whatever has come into being
Mm.
is Bhuta.
Okay.
So even the elements are called Bhutas because they came into being.
Mm-hmm.
They have existed. Okay. So from that sense, it's called Bhuta.
Okay. And sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
And you were saying for the slide on Tvai Laya Me Shyati, Ashyati is made up of A plus Ishyati.
So again, there's a prefix called Ang. So for example, let's put it, say Gacchati, Agacchati. Means Gacchati is to go, Agacchati means return.
Mm-hmm.
So this Ishyati means which makes anything function, activates, impels, propels, all that is Ishyati. Ashyati means that which has the ability to draw everything in, that is Ishyati.
Okay.
Ashyati. So A plus Ishyati becomes Ashyati.
Okay.
I just a small, anyone who is interested, I thought I would just mention it. I don't want to go into too much detail, that's why I didn't spend too much time. So there are different, the ish is the root word, A is added, Ang actually, that's, so when that is added in the front, it denotes something which returns, something which reverses. So that's the use of the word A. So that is how Ishyati becomes Ashyati.
So the prefix is Ang.
Pardon?
Like the prefix you said is like Ang, like with an A and an.
Yes.
Okay. And then just my last question, like Shakti Trayat Makaha, like up until that point, we were saying that you are beyond this. And then here we are saying that you are the embodiment of the three energies.
All the powers, yes.
Is there any like significance to that? Like why not beyond the three energies?
See, Atmakaha means your embodiment means you are beyond that only. but they are it's a slightly different. I think that's the primary. Energy is the Shiva becomes Shakti, and from Shakti everything manifests. So it is, I would say, the first stage of the manifestation of the Lord. So that's why the word Atma Kaha is used. Okay, that means one who becomes that also, you can say. So you see, beyond, yes, it is understood that it's beyond, but he becomes that. So I think it's only the rishis know why they put Atmakaha instead of Atitaha. Even in the other cases, God is them and God is beyond. But I think in terms of the Shakti, there is something something so primordial. That's my understanding. I really cannot answer your question beyond what I am. My powers fail, powers of understanding. But I think that is the reason they have. I also noticed, was wondering what it is, but there may be something much more than this, what I'm saying. But from what I understand, Shiva is Shakti. Okay, you don't say you are beyond Shakti. You don't say God is beyond Shakti, because Shakti is an integral part of him, what comes out of that divine person. So I think that's what it is, from what I understand. Because the reality is, if the Tvam does not exist and there's only one exists, then there's no need for the powers. So the creation happened because the first one which comes out is Shakti, which is the energy which comes into action. So what we can perceive as Tvam, the Tvam principle itself is after creation, the second entity. Once you go beyond that, you are merged. I think that's so. The most primary aspect of a created being, Jivatma, is Shakti, is my understanding. I will stop there. I hope.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Anita, brother,
Sister Anita, please go ahead.
I'm so sorry, Brother Sai Ram. I know it's past the time, but since you brought Shiva Shakti, I just had a question. Is Shakti the strength of Shiva? I know it goes together. Like Shiva is the ultimate and Shakti is his power. Is it like that?
When he is active in the world, he is Shakti.
Okay.
When he is not active, he is Shiva.
Okay. So the inactive form is Shiva, and then
so it is like, see, today I think Brother Kumar will, I hope he pardons me if I say something wrong. See, the scientists have tried to understand whether atom is energy or matter. Okay, atom is energy and matter. The what composes an atom, the particles or the principles which form an atom, they say they are energy, or are they matter? It's a continuous confusion. Because at one point it is matter, at one point it is energy.
True.
But is the matter energy? It is energy. Is energy the matter? Yes, it's matter.
Or maybe matter is at inertia, and then when the atom.
Yes, you can say, yes.
Okay.
So
Thank
it
you
is
so much.
energy is matter, matter is energy. So that is why the Shakti Trayatmaka means you are that energy. You are matter also. It's everything in this world is energy. Everything in this world is matter.
True.
But that's the way scientists have tried. They're struggling to understand. So so it's the same thing here. Is Shiva Shakti, Shakti Shiva? Yes, both are same. Om Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Sai Ram, everyone.